So you go to, so real quick, I'll just show you right here again. So you go to text, you go to set text, and this pops up, and you type in score, colon, and then you go outside the quotations, and you do ampersand, and you do score, and it pops right up. That's what you want to put into your box. So when you play your layout, now when you hit them, my score is increasing by 1 every single time I get a collectible. Alright? Alright, is everybody good with the score? Is everybody's score working? Good? Alright, so next, we're going to add an event in event 11. Alright, so you're going to double click in this box right here. You're going to select player. And then you're going to do is overlapping another object. And then you're going to choose collectible. And it's going to add it right here in event 11 underneath the collectible uncreated. Is the live stream not working good? Yeah, there it is. Mr. Wilco's live stream is not working.
Streaming. We'll wait here just for a second to see that it comes back up. There it is. Streaming has continued. Resumed. There it is. I think you're good.
Alright, the live stream should be back up and working now. Did everybody create that second event in event 11? Yes? Alright. Next, we're going to add in event 12. Alright, we're going to select collectible. We're going to go is overlapping another object. And you're going to choose enemies, the family that we created. And then you're going to, we have to add in, and then you're going to select enemies as the action. Yeah, we're going to select enemies as the action. And then you're going to do destroy. So following that, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna add in some background feature to it. Okay, so we're gonna clone the text score, and we're just gonna paste it somewhere right here. You can clear off some of this stuff to give you a little bit more space, because what we're going to be doing is adding in the text that's essentially in the background. Move your player down a little bit so it leaves you some space to work with. You're going to rename the clone to text message. And then you're going to go down to the common section and you're going to change the position to 427 154. And then you go down to the properties section in the window to the left, and you're going to go to font size and change it to, for his, he did 72, but you want it to be a little bit bigger than the score. And you see that my text is gone. You have to increase the size, and then you have to go back and adjust the position back to that size, so 427 154. Alright, and then you're going to change the text to say collect white circles. So now you see that it's right across the middle. It's kind of like a nice little background to have, nice little effect. You're gonna right click on it and you're gonna go to Z order and send it to the bottom of the layer. And then you want to set the opacity to 100. And then we're going to go back to our event sheet. We're going to select system. You're going to do on start a layout. You're going to add in an action. It's going to be system and wait. And then for the input, you're going to put 3. You're going to then add a second action, and it's going to be, you're going to select text message, the one that we just created. And you're going to do set opacity. And you're going to change it to 20. And what we're doing now is we're going to give that background, those words in the background, essentially a fade effect. So as you start the game, it'll be at 100. You wait, it'll wait 3 seconds, and then it'll go to 20, and then we're going to make it disappear next. So then what you can do is you can do control click both of these. You can do control C and then do control V, and it'll paste it again, and then you can just change the opacity number to 0. So now when you play your layout, starts off at 100, goes to 20, and then it disappears. Is everybody caught up? No? Let me walk around and see where everybody's at. Does anybody need my help at the second? Yes. For the the score. I did this, I centered all three of these. Hotspot, vertical alignment, horizontal alignment. When you center all those, it'll make it. There you go. Anybody else need? Mitchell. If you look, this is where I have the part that you're missing right here.
Yeah, I just put it in.
Okay. All right. So is everybody caught up yet? Good to move on. We're getting there. That's later on. All right. So we are going to be you're going to click and drag event 13 up to the top above event 1. Oh, that didn't work. Alright, so now the event that we just created is now event 1. So that way it's a little bit more organized and it's right at the beginning of the event sheet. Alright, so now we're going to be moving into more of the game over logic. So we're going to start off by creating a global variable. So just press the V key on your keyboard and you're going to create is alive. And you're going to change the input to 1. Alright, so now you have your global variable up top. Now we're going to add in event 14. You're going to start off by selecting player. And then you're going to do is overlapping another object. And then you're going to select enemies. You're going to add an action. You're going to start off by selecting system, and it's going to be set value. And then you want to make sure that it says is alive here, and then the value stays 0. And what we're doing right there is we're essentially setting it so the game will end when you contact your enemies. Graphics card's eating up.
Yep.
Next, we're going to be adding in event 15. And what we're going to do is we're going to select system. We're going to do compare variable. And you're going to do leave it as is alive. And then you're going to do equal to, and you're going to leave it as 0. And you're going to add in an action, and it's going to be system restart layout. System restart layout. So that way when you die or when you run into the enemies, your layout will restart and the game will immediately play over again. So to show you, so I'm collecting, collecting, and I bump into one of them. And now look, see how it restarted, but it's acting a little funny now, right? It's not actually restarting. So we have to go back and we have to clean up some stuff. Yeah, it's supposed to.
That's to reset all the local variables.
Yeah, good idea.
Yes, yeah. So we have to go back up to event 1. And we're going to add in an action. It's going to be system, set value. And you're going to leave it as is alive to 1. And you need to do the same thing to score. So you got to go to system, set value. And you have to change this from is alive to score. And you have to make it, you want to leave it as 0. And then what you need to do is you need to move both of these up to the top of the actions list. Alright, so it should look like that when you're done. We're also going to go and do some stuff to event 9. So you're going to go down to event 9. You're going to add in enemies. Hold on one second. We need to move event 4. So we need to select the whole thing. We need to move it down to right above number 11. And now when we go back, you'll see event 9 has went up 1, and we're going to add in the action there. So it's going to be the new event 9. It starts off with enemies on created. And you're going to select enemies. You're going to do set opacity. And you're going to do 0. And then you're going to click and drag this to the top. So now when you run your layout, is 0. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so on creative, set opacity 0. Okay. Here we go. So you don't move that to the top. I apologize. There we go. So now you're collecting, and then they disappear, and it starts all over again. And now it's working good. And we're just going to go and clean up some stuff now and do some more logic to the game. So we're going to add in a sub-event to event 2. So you want to right click on it and you're going to add in sub-event. And it's going to be enemies. And you're going to do compare opacity. and you're going to do less than, and you're going to select one. You're going to input 100. And then the action is going to be enemies, set opacity, and this is going to be self dot opacity space +3. So you got it's self dot opacity +3. So now when we go here and we play our layouts,
My layout's still kind of messed up.
still messed up? Okay. You got it. So now our game's running really smoothly. Particles are starting to appear when they when the enemies get destroyed. And it restarts immediately. Alright. We're gonna do maybe like one or two more things before we stop class where it is. So we're gonna go to event 15 and we're gonna right click on it and we're gonna add a condition. You're gonna select enemies. You're gonna do compare opacity. And then you're going to select greater or equal to. And then you're going to put 100. And then we're going to go to event 12. And we're going to add in a third action, and it's going to be collectibles. Set opacity. And then you're going to do 0. So what we're doing is we're making it so when you die, everything is going to disappear, and then it's going to restart the layout. So as you'll see, and then everything restarts, even the collectibles. And I think that's a good place for us to stop today, and we'll continue tomorrow because we get out in about 3 minutes. So work on saving and finishing up any last touches. I'll be right over there, David. So it's gonna be set text. So you're gonna go. Nope. You're gonna go. You're gonna go event 1. You're gonna do text message. And then you're gonna do.
I got it, I think.
Yeah. So every tick. So make sure it's in the every tick one. Sorry, I forgot. When we did it, it was event 1, and then we moved the every tick above it. So it's the every tick, and it's text score, and then you're going to do set text is score, colon, and then outside the quotation marks, ampersand, score.